Hey there, today I'm sharing a Canva tutorial for beginners. Before we dig in though, I want you to be sure and hit that bell and subscribe because I publish a new episode every Thursday. And if you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Kathy Schneider, and I have been an online entrepreneur since 2001, helping solopreneurs elevate your game with streamlined workflows and organized habits. This is so you can maximize your productivity because I am all about helping you spend more time doing the things you enjoy with the people that you love. I don't want to see you working every free minute of every day. Okay, do me a favor and in the comments, let me know how long have you been using Canva or are you brand new to it? Okay, in this video, I am going to talk to you about the Canva pricing plans and why you need the Pro plan from the beginning or ASAP, because I really feel it's important. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about folders and the importance of creating folders from the very beginning of setting up a Canva account. You know, this video is all about Canva for beginners. But if you're not a beginner, I just want to say, I want to express folders still need to be done ASAP if you don't already have that set up, or maybe you'll learn a few things about setting yours up a little bit better. I want to talk about number 3, your brand hub. This would be things like logos, colors, fonts, photos, graphics, and icons, those type of things inside your Canva account. And then number 4, which is what most people think of when they think of like Canva for beginners. And this is very important. And this is like social media design, things like creating, post for Facebook, for Instagram, whether that be a single post, a carousel, a reel, maybe it's for your stories. And then the importance of having a call to action and how you can create a call to actions image inside Canva. And then we want to talk about using templates. Now, one thing I will say, you can use Canva for literally everything, presentations. You can use it for creating documents. You can use it to create wedding invitations and then have them printed and, sent to you. There are so many things, like we could literally talk about Canva all day long and we would not cover everything. Okay. So what I tried to do was come up with, if I were brand new, if I were just beginning, or if I were just trying, maybe I've been with Canva for a while, but I just want to learn a little more. Like I want to feel confident when I go into Canva, and I want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way, or, the ways that it's not going to take more of my time because I've got so many things to do, right? So I really thought about that before I outlined what I was going to cover in this video. And these are the things that I came up with that looking back, because I've been using Canva now. I didn't even look up to see how long I've had my Canva account, but I know it's been probably, well over 10 years. I think it was back when Canva first started. I really think I was one of the first users of Canva. So I've got a lot of experience inside of it. And it's really hard when you've been using something for that long to think like, what would I want to know if I was just starting out today? And I reviewed multiple videos of other people. So I'm going to be honest. They were all good. I don't have anything bad to say about any of the videos. They were all fantastic. But in my opinion, if I were brand new, several of them were almost like would be a little overwhelming. Okay. So my goal for this is not to overwhelm, and then to really help you with some basics to get things set up correctly, and then get a basic understanding of how to create images. And like I say, I thought, okay, social media, that's probably the number one thing that my followers, my viewers will probably want to know about. And we'll certainly do more and more Canva tutorials and videos for you. So this one, I really wanted to keep it to the basics. All right. So that being said, let's step over to my computer and let's take a look inside my Canva account, and let's get this tutorial going. Okay, we are inside my Canva account, And when I first log in, this is what I see. And obviously, if you're brand new and have no images whatsoever, you won't even see this, right? So because you won't have any images to show. So what I want to do is I want to first just show you this is what it looks like when you log in. But what I want to do is I want to take you over. Let's to Canva. And what I want to do is I want to click, up here at the top, I'm on plans and pricing, and then I'm going to go down and click the compare pricing. And so that's how you get to this. If you want to go back and you want to actually go to canva.com, you want to go to the pricing, that's how you get there. So it's at the top, you see there across the top bar, plans and pricing. So in my opinion, you've got the free plan, right? Which obviously you pay nothing for. And then you also have, which comes with a lot. I will say this. Let's stop and say this. It comes with a lot. And there's a list here. I'm not going to read this to you. You can go to it and look at it and see. And they're constantly changing and adding thmigs. For instance, this the AI. Obviously this was not always available. Now it is. So there are things that might be different at the time of this, than what it is at the time of this recording. Okay. But in general, this is what you get in the free plan, and that's fine. But I want to point out why I feel like the pro plan is so important, even for a beginner. Okay, if you'll notice here, it does say for one person only, and that's true. Now you can pay extra to add people to your account. You can do more. Okay, it's easy to add people, like you have a VA or an assistant or someone you share things with. Then you can get Canva for Teams, which is over here, and you can see it's not that much more. It's for 2 or more people. And this price here at the time of this recording is for the first 5 people. Okay. And you can read all the details down here. Most people don't need Canva for Teams unless they have someone that is, working with them, truly helping them create all of their images. But for the most part, most of us are solopreneurs. We don't have a partner and we don't have an assistant, right? And so especially this being Canva for beginners, more than likely, you're just starting out and you are a solopreneur. But I still feel like you need the pro plan. Like I say, it is for one person. You can get a free trial. And then from there, you can, obviously decide if you want to keep that or not. But the things here, of all the things that they give you, the things that I feel like are most important would be that you get the unlimited access to the premium templates. And I do think that the premium templates, the premium stock photos, the premium videos, audio, graphics, all the stuff that comes with this pro plan, which they call premium as well. I really think that that's worth that. Okay. It also gives you this right here, the identity with logos, colors, fonts, and then you get up to 100 brand kits. And what that means is it's sort of like pre-constructed, which you may or may not need, the pre-constructed brand kit, but you want to be able to have a spot to put your logo, to put your colors, to put your fonts, because that saves so much time. I use this number 3 thing here almost on the daily, or at least daily when I'm in Canva working. And what that is resizing a design. And I will talk about that when we get into designing, and I'll show you how I do that. And I think that alone, to me, would be worth the pro plan. Okay. Another one I use regularly is removing the image and video backgrounds in one click. That, again, would be, in my opinion, that one thing would be worth that. The other thing that is not listed here, but one of the things that I think is, again, the one thing that would be enough that would make me want to have the pro plan, and that is that you get folders, which we're going to talk about next. But with the folders, with the free plan, you only get 2 folders at the time of this recording, whereas with the pro plan, you get unlimited folders. Okay. And I cannot tell you, if I could go back and do one thing over from the day that I started with Canva, it would be using folders, understanding folders, taking the time to learn how they work and to set them up correctly. I have since done that, but it took me so much time to sort and fix all of that. And, as a solopreneur, time is what we're most limited on, right? If there's just one of you, then every hour that you're working your business matters. Okay. So I feel like that is very important, because you do get the unlimited folders. And when we get over to looking inside my account and we actually start looking at the way I have things set up and the way I recommend you set things up, you're going to see that 2 folders would not even, it's kind of like, if you only get 2 folders, why even bother? So we'll see that. And so we're gonna talk about that. All right. So that's basically why I feel like you need the Pro plan. I will point out this little crown when you're inside Canva and you see the little crown, that means you're on the Pro. So like Canva for Teams, you still get all of the things with Pro. Canva, like when you as a Pro member, when you see maybe like anything inside the design area that has the little crown, you'll know that, oh, I am seeing this because I'm a Pro member. So it kind of will help you distinguish what the Pro people get versus what the free accounts get. All right. Okay. So that being said, let's go back. All right. So we're inside the account, and what I like to do, where I like to start, or where I want to start with you, is I want to talk about the folders. So they call them projects. But then you see this little over here on the left-hand side. I don't know if you can see my mouse over here, but on the left-hand side where it says projects and you see the folders beside it, if I click this, it takes me to projects, which is folders. And up here, I'm going to, on projects, I'm going to specifically select folders. So here you see my folders, all right? And as you can see, this is many more than 2, but even more than that, as an example, let's go into KS, and this is Kathy Schneider Instagram. You see, it says 12. Well, obviously I have more than 12 items in Instagram since I've been doing this for many, many years. But when you click on it, you see each of these is a folder inside a folder. All right. And so this, you will see, even, makes it that much more, helps you to understand why it's even that much more important. Then, for instance, if we go to, why you want folders. And then if you go to my carousels as an example, you see here, and I'm going to go up here and select this name to be A through Z. You can see up here at the top, just within, you've got, inside Kathy's Instagram, and then inside that, of course, I had all of those folders. And then if I went to carousels, inside the carousel folder, I have all of these folders. So it's kind of like you having categories and then subcategories and then subcategories of the subcategories, okay? So it just takes it one step deeper. And this is so important for keeping things organized, even though it's not just to feel like things are in order. It's so that when you're looking for something, and I promise you that the time will come when you're looking back for something that you created, but you don't remember when, or you don't remember what you named it. A lot of times, maybe you go to your Instagram account and you see, oh, okay, that was back in June. So, you can come over here and go to the June carousels, and you can pull up and see, oh, here's some things, carousels that I created in June. This is the one I'm looking for. You can click the dots, make a copy, edit, and then use it again. Okay. So, and that's just one very simple example, but there's lots of different ways that, that could be helpful. All right. So let's go back to projects. And we'll go back to folders, and we're back here. So just so that you know, this is like why it's so important. And I do want to say this, I'm going to give you an example. I like to set my folders up so that they are alphabetical. You see, like when you go up here, I'm on my folders specifically. They are over here on the right-hand side. You can sort them by most relevant, newest edited, oldest. I usually keep mine on the alphabetical. And you also have the option to have it in a list over here on the right, or as a grid. I prefer the grid, and I do prefer alphabetical. That being said, what I like to do is I like to name the folder, like the thing that will, keep it, like, for instance, everything that says KS, those are all things within my personal brand. So I've got KS brand, KS Facebook, HPS group. That would be my high performance solopreneur group. which is free, by the way. If you want to join, we'll drop the link below this video. We'd love to have you in there. And then we've got the, KS Facebook, KS Freebies, KS Instagram, KS Personal, and then Stories. And then I've got my vision video and then YouTube blog visuals. And then, of course, I get into VMA, which is my Vision Mastery Accelerator membership, things that I've created for that. Okay. So the reason I explain this is because it's alphabetical. It's easy for me to find things that are specific. If I'm looking for Instagram, instead of it just being the I, maybe I would have 2 Instagrams. Okay. And there was a time when I did. And so I would have the KS Instagram and then I would have, whatever the other was. Okay. So there are times, like for instance, Freedom Boss Tribe, everything inside Freedom Boss Tribe is things for my team within my network marketing company. And so I know that, like if I'm wanting to look for or work on a project for this particular part of my business, then this is where I'm going to go to work on that. Okay. So this helps explain why folders are so important and how there are subfolders to folders, and you can even take it deeper than that. All right. And then one thing I'll point out again, this is just because I am really pretty, this is how serious I am about folders being named correctly. Okay. So when you get to the Instagram folders, as an example, when we're talking about organizing your folders so that they're easy to find, you see up here on the left, I have it A to Z. What I've done here, mine are all by the month and year, as you can see. And then you can even see down here, I've got some things that I've dropped into 2024, even though at the time of this recording, we're in 2023. Okay, so my point is that the months are not alphabetical. It starts with a J, and then it goes to an F with February, and then an M for March. So I label them A, B, C, D, as you can see here, so that they do come up alphabetical and they are in order for the months. This is something that I've learned through time. It just makes things a whole lot. It's just a little bit faster. If you set it up that way from the beginning, it's a little bit faster. It makes it a little bit easier to locate what you're looking for. So wanted to cover that about folders, and another reason why that pro plan is so important. Okay, let's talk about your brand hub next. So go back over here, and then up here at the top under home, you see brand hub, and you see the little crown that I was talking about. So I'm going to click on this, and you can see I've got the different brands here. This is from 2 previous businesses that I had, but those businesses are still active. I'm just not active in them. And so the team members of those still use these. So they're still showing up here. But here, for instance, is the Kathy Schneider brand, which would be, my brand and me. So when I click on this, you can see it's got all of my logos here for different things that I need logos for, which is really nice. It's got my colors. And then down here, this has just recently changed, so I need to update these, but I actually have all of my fonts in as well. They're just not showing up in this particular space right now, but they do show up when I'm in the design area. So I'll show you how that looks in a couple of minutes. And this is something I need to get set up. I just not stopped and done that. But they do show up, like I say, when I'm in the design area, they do show up, which is really what is important and what matters. So those are things I just wanted to point out. You can see down here, you can have fonts for different things. Like you can have, maybe one font you just use for quotes, one font you use for captions, one font you use, this is a section header, a subheading. And one thing Canva does is you can schedule social media. I don't use it for that, but I have a funny feeling that's why they've got the body and that kind of stuff in here, so that if you're creating captions, you can do that right here. And then this is a place where you can put different things within your brand. All right. So now let's go back to the homepage. And let's dig into the fun stuff. This is where Canva really, now that we've gotten all the organization stuff out of the way, let's talk about actually designing an image. All right. And so over here on the right, you can see it's got create a design. You can click there. Another option is you've got these little icons across the top here. You can always, and if you click more, it'll even come up with more things that you can create. And you can see, like, here's an invoice. Here's a YouTube intro. Here's a flyer. Goodness, this is an artist's CD cover. There's just so many different things. Here's a class schedule. Comic strip, that's funny. So there's just so many things here that you can do, right? So, but if you, let's just say social media as an example, and then when you bring up social media, you can see you've got Instagram Square, you've got your Facebook landscape, Instagram story, WhatsApp status, Facebook, Instagram Reel, TikTok, thumbnail for YouTube, YouTube intro, anyway, and it keeps going, right? Okay, so lots and lots of options there. Or you can come up here to design, which tends to be what I do. And then they kind of come up right here. And let's just say you want to do a Facebook. Whoops, I clicked the banner. Let me go back. Here we'll do create a design. And we're going to do Facebook. So when you do Facebook, you see that the image comes up, and in this particular one, it's just blank because I clicked, I didn't click a template. I just clicked that, okay, I want this to be sized for Facebook. The first thing you want to do is up here is you want to name it, whatever you want to name it. Okay. So I like to start off with KS. Again, it helps it easy to search. FB, meaning Facebook. And then I can do sample, we'll just say that. And then we'll put the year in for fun, because I do tend to use dates a lot. Sometimes I'll include the month, sometimes I don't, but I like to do that. Then over here on the left, you've got all these templates. And I personally, I don't use these anymore, but again, it's because I've been using Canva for so long that I use templates. I use my own templates. Like once you've created enough images and you've got all these images like this, you'll find that what works really well is to take one that you've done before and then make a copy of it and then just update the wording, or maybe add a little image or add whatever it is. You'll find that you use the same things over and over again. Okay, so we'll go back to the one that we're designing here, and we will, let's see, we're going to look at this one. And let's say that up here in the search bar, let's say that we want to design a quote. All right. Then all of these come up as sample quotes, which are sample templates for a quote. And you see, like this one up here, do you see it has the little crown? So it says Pro. As a Canva Pro subscriber, you get this premium template for free. What happens is on the free account, you can pay for those, but it does add up. All right. So we'll go in and we'll use this one as an example. All right. This will be a really good example because I can show you a couple of different things here. So I actually have I actually already have a quote that I grabbed earlier before this recording to use as an example for you. So I'm on my other screen. I'm grabbing that quote. I just copied it and I'm going to paste it in here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that in. All right. And then obviously it's a little too big, but I don't want Zig Ziglar right there. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take out this part because I don't want a hashtag in my quote. Take the quotes out. I'm literally just moving my mouse and making this work. Okay. Now, I want this to be in my brand colors as an example, okay, in the sample that I'm talking to you about. So I obviously want to put Zig's name back in there. So I'm going to go over here to the text on the left, and I'm going to select, and this is, I'm under kathyschneider.com, and I want a subheading. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to grab this, and my subheading is Poppins Medium. So then I've highlighted this, and I'm going to do Zig Ziglar, And I'll change the font, the color. I want the color to be stark purple, which again, up here at the top, you see where it says text color, my mouse is. When you click on that, this opens up over here. And again, you see the Kathy Schneider right here. These are my brand colors. Okay. So because these are my brand colors, they all show up right here together. So I don't have to go searching for them. And then if I want this to be the same, okay, and then I want my brand font for the quote. And so I want to use the Seasons, again, over here on the left. This is one of my brand fonts. So I'm going to click that. And then I'm thinking, okay, that's cool, but I think I want this to be proportioned a little bit better like that. So I just hit it and scooted it over. Now what I want is I'm thinking, okay, now this is not my brand color, the background. So let's start with this background. And let's do this when you go up here to the left to the color, and hit the dark color. I'm going to change that color to one of my brand colors. This one on the right, I'm going to change that to another one of my brand colors. Let's see, I'll do that one under this one. And then I'm going to change this one in the middle. I'll click on this and I'm going to change this to another brand color. Okay, and my white, I do think I want to keep that as a white. So I'm going to go up here, but my white is this white right here. So I'm going to do that. Or you know what, I'm thinking maybe I'll just do it in the same as the back of this background. I kind of like that. What do you think? Okay, so you can see now I've totally redesigned this to be in my colors, my quote, but it all started with one of the templates, with one of the designs. So up here on the left, you see I picked one of the designs and then I totally, changed it to be, for my brand and for what I needed. Okay. So very simple how you can do that. Now, what I want to talk about is Instagram, all right, for just a minute. But first, before we get to that, I want to show you how you could take this one quote and repurpose it. To me, this is so important. And this is one of those features in the Pro account. And guys, I'm not an affiliate for Canva. So I don't get paid anything by telling you need the Pro account. Okay. I just feel like it's that important because it's almost like having the Pro account's almost like having an assistant, and it's $119 a year for an assistant because it saves you so much time. So if it saves you time, that's like having an assistant. It's someone, helping you work faster. So up here at the top on this blue bar, you see it says resize. There's the little crown, which is telling me that that's a Pro feature. And I'm going to click resize. And let's say that I want to resize this as an Instagram story. And let's say that I also want to, let's see, what else do I want to do? Instagram story. Let's say I want to also, we'll just say I want to turn this into a reel as an example. Okay. And it says copy and resize to. Now, all I have to do is literally click this and it resizes it. I don't know if you can see it here at the top or noticed, if you noticed, but there's two new tabs. One of these is coming up up here in the description, it says reel. The other one is coming up as a story. Now, the difference in a story and a reel is a reel actually moves, all right? And I'm going to show you, it's like a movie, it's a video, okay? Whereas an Instagram story is a static post. It doesn't move, okay? The cool thing about this is I could take this and resize it like that. How cool is that? Go over here to the reel and we'll do the exact same thing. Makes it super simple, all right? So that's pretty cool. Now, another thing that's really important, which I didn't do this before, although I don't ever do it on Facebook, so that's probably why I didn't do it. So on this one, I did not put my picture, my name, but I always do that. Like I brand it on Instagram. On Facebook, it's not as much of a thing as it is with Instagram. So Although you can do it on Facebook. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I just tend to not do that as often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here to this account. I'm going to go to let's see if I have one where I've done it already. Okay, this right here would be an example. Okay, and let's just open up this one right here. And I'm going to tell you, okay, do you see this down here at the bottom? It's got my picture and my name. If you will press the command key with your finger and hold it down, and then take your mouse and outline this. You see how it groups it all? And then I'm going to right click inside. Oops, I think I did it wrong. I did it right. I slipped my hand. Okay, you have to have it on actually an image or the name. I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy. All right. Now I'm going to go back to the Instagram example and I'm going to paste this in. And you see it's right here. I'm going to take this little tool right here and I'm going to drag this whole thing down. Okay, like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to think, okay, that's cool. But you know what? I want this to be in one of my brand in a color that will show up a little better. So I'm going to do it like that. Okay. So that's one thing I do. Then of course I want to do that. So I'm going to hit the command. I'm going to do it again. Oh, it grabbed all of it. So let's see. It is grabbing all of it. So let's go back and let's grab this one again. We'll copy that again. Now let's go put it on this one because I don't want to recopy the background, right? So there we go. And then again, we'll have to change this color. And we have it. So do you see how fast I was able to create one image for Facebook? And then I was able to repurpose that by just resizing. And now I have it for all of, for a reel and for my stories as an example. I could also create just an Instagram post. So the way you would do that, you go up here and you hit resize, which I could have picked. I just didn't do it at the time, but we can do that. So let's see, let's go down and let's just type in Instagram portrait. I like to use the portrait size instead of the square, and I'm going to resize it. I didn't save that other one. I just resized this one. But I could have done copy, but in this situation, I did not. So I'm just showing you how I do it. So there's that. And then I'm going to take what I had pasted before, put it in here. We'll turn this into the other color. And look how fast we've created 4 different images. So I've got, an Instagram, I've got a Facebook, have a reel, and I also have a story, all done that fast. Now, if I wanted to file this into the particular file, I would hit file up at the top, and then I would do save to folder, and then I would select the folder I wanted to save it to. All right, so that's how you know. So that's what I do every single time. I immediately then move those to the folder that I want to move them to. Okay, and that's important. All right, let's go ahead now. Before we go on, let's go to the reel. Okay, we've talked about stories. We've talked about the single post, and I still want to show you call to action, and then I want to talk to you about using templates. And then, of course, I want to talk about carousels because those are so popular with Instagram. But first, let's talk about Instagram Reels. This can also be used for a Facebook Reel. It can be used for a TikTok, okay? Or, any kind of short form video, even like a shorts inside YouTube. So what you do here, do you see up here in the right-hand corner, we've got the little arrow. And if I were to push this, and it says it's 5 seconds long. So if I were to push this, it just plays, but nothing happens, right? Even though it's a video, nothing's really moving, okay? So let's give an example of what we could maybe do with this. So down here, the bottom, I can click the plus sign, and I could, as an example, let's see what we can do. Right, we've got these things here. Let's just use this one in the top left-hand corner. And I'm going to click that and it shows up here. And you see that now that this is what I've got, okay? So now what we want to do is let's take this quote and let's go to this part of the reel. Let's take this out, this out, this out, this out, this out. And we are going to paste this in here and we are going to change it to be so that it fits within. All right. And then what we want to do, we want to go down here and we want to make sure that we're making it our, we're branding us, right? So we want to make sure that we grab this image, copy, come back over here. All I'm doing is I'm right-clicking, left-clicking, right-clicking, left-clicking, copying and pasting, okay? So we have this here. Now, I'm going to delete this one down here on the bottom. So you go to the three little dots and you delete page, all right? So now this is our reel with the same quote, although we do need to add Zig Ziglar in there. So let's not forget to give credit where credit's due. So we're going to come down here. All right. Make it just a little bit bigger. You can drag and drop it that way. Another way you can do your size is up here at the top. You see where it's got the font size. You can go bigger or smaller. You can click here and just pick a number and type it in. You can change the font right here. One of my other brand fonts is just the Poppins. I can do that, make it a little bit not quite so bold. So you're able to do those things. Long as you have the purple little box, it's actually, you click on it and it's there, then whatever you change up here across the top will actually change that. Another thing that this does, let's say that I do those words right there. Do you see this? This all uppercase. I can do this and then it becomes upper and lower. All right. So there's another little very easy thing that you can do to change your font. Okay. All right. So now what I want to show you, because I think this is an important piece that so many people don't know about. If you want this video to be shorter, down here in the left, you can actually shorten it this way. Okay, so let's say I want it to be, I just want it to be, we'll say 12 seconds long. Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there. And then another really fun thing, I think this is so much fun. You click on the wording, all right, the actual text, and then you see where it says animate. You can click the animate, and over here you have all these options. So you've got the rise, got where it pans, the fade, the pop, lots of different ones. So I think, let's see what we could do. We've got page animations and we have text animations. So we're going to, ooh, that's kind of cool. So let's do this shift for fun. Okay, we'll do that one. And then what I want to do next is I want to play this for you so you can see how it plays. And I've got one other thing I want to show you. So I'm going to click this little up in the right-hand corner where it says 12 seconds. I'm going to click that and let it play for us. And you see that, okay, it doesn't really take 12 seconds, right? Because there's no video behind this. So like the water's not moving. It's a stagnant image and it's not moving. So another option, so that you know this, you can either shorten it to literally only be as long as it takes for the words to come on, or you can go back over here to the design and you can look for something that does move, like this one here. We'll use this as an example. And I'm going to click this. And it says, do you want to add a new page or replace? I'm going to replace it. You see, there we have. You can undo if you like, oh, I forgot to grab my, my lettering. I actually did that on purpose so I could show you. So then you can hit the command. Whoops, let's go back. This little arrow helps you go back. So you hit the command. I'm going to copy this. I want that to move. So I'm going to copy this. And now I'm going to switch this out. It says replace. Paste this in here. I'm going to change it to be my font. Okay. Highlight it here. Change it to my font. And then this has effects on it on this particular one. Good. This is another thing I want to show you. So because this effects is highlighted, that's why my font is looking a little different. And I'm going to do, instead of shadowed on the left, I'm going to do none. And then so now we have that. Seasons. Let's go down and we'll make it Poppins as just an example so that you can see. But what I want to do is, okay, again, I'm going to highlight this. You see it's off to the left. If you go to this alignment, you can actually center it, or you can make it to the right. I'm going to go, or that's where it aligns out separately. So I'm going to do where it's in the middle. But one thing I want to show you that I think is really important. Do you see how we're losing some of the lettering behind because it's almost like it's the sun, and the sun is beautiful. It's making it where we can't see it. So I want to show you how we can fix that really easily. In fact, it's hard to even resize this because you just can't see it. Okay, so let me show you what one of my favorite ways to fix this is. So we'll just leave this. I'm not adding Zig's name back to this because we're not going to actually publish this one, so it's fine. But let's go up here to the elements on the left and see this one here that says lines and shapes. Obviously, I use these a lot because they're showing up at the beginning for me. So I'm going to take this one right here, the second one over, and I'm clicking on it. It opens up. It's opening up in one of my brand colors. And I'm going to drag this to make it bigger. All right. And then I'm going to put it where it's right in the center and right in the center. Okay, there we go. And now but you can't see the words, right? So on position, you click position. And then over here on the left, I'm going to click backwards. Look at that. How cool is that? And then if I want this to come down a little, I want this to come up a little. Want that to be right in the center, this to be right in the center. Okay, so now we've got the wording there. Everything's centered up. Although I think this needs to come down just a little bit more. Okay, so we've got that, but it's like, oh, that kind of covers up the pretty picture. So another option, something you can do is you can take this background. You want to make sure that you're highlighting the background and not the letters. Okay, so I've got the background. And I'm going to go up here to the left and click the color. And I'm going to change this to like this light gray as an example. I'm going to change the wording to be, we'll just go with the dark purple. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to the gray and I'm going to hit this little button right here where it says transparency. And you see it's got 100, meaning it's not transparent at all. I'm going to slide this back so that we can let a little bit of that sun come through. And I find 40 to 45 is about right. So I'm going to do 43. Now, let's, if we wanted to add a cover photo, we could easily click the plus sign, add something, and then you can literally, like, you can make this one go back over here in front of here. You just drag it over like that. Okay. I'm not going to do that because it's just more design. I think you understand that, but I could create just a cover if I wanted to. So we'll delete that one. Now though, for you to see how this works and how the lettering works, let's go ahead and click on this. And you can see we've got, this time we've got it on typewriter, which is good. That's always fun. And so it's doing like a typewriter. And now and that's the animation. So now let's play it and let's see how this looks. Isn't that cool? So, and then if I wanted to, I could download it on the right-hand corner. Another option for this is if you click share, you can download here, or you can copy the link and decide who you want to give access to, or you can click the download right here, and then you just literally download it, save it to your computer, and then upload it and post it. All right. So those are some of the basics as far as like a reel and how you can do that. All right, let's see, what else did I want? Oh, I wanted to share with you carousels and how that works. So let's close this one out. We've looked at this one. This would be the story. Let's close that one out. Let's go to this one, and let's just say that this was a carousel. We wanted to turn this into a carousel. What I would do is I could go up here to the top and I could hit the plus button, which duplicates the page. And I could make this a different quote. So you see it's like a 2-page carousel. And I could even change this to say, you could take this off. Okay. We could go over here to the elements. We could pick 3 as an example. Do the 3 over here. Make it a little bit smaller. Let's recolor that, make it this color. And then let's grab a font. Move our font over here. Three quotes for entrepreneurs. We'll make this bigger. Let's see. Bring this down, bring this over. We're going to have to make this a little bit smaller. A little fit. We'll just make it 75. Take our 3 and put it up here. Trying to go fast, so I'm not spending a whole lot of time on this. You could always, another thing you can do is, and this is normally what I do, is you could turn this into where you take this out, make the word quotes bigger. We'll just leave it at that size for now. So this is an option, and then you come up here and you take, if you're trying, then this is something, I'm glad this happened because I want to show you, you can highlight all of this, and then this little arrow here for spacing, you can click this and you can make the words closer together, which is kind of cool. Entrepreneurs is such a long word, and then for is such a short word. It's making it kind of hard to do, but we can do something like that. And so we've got 3 quotes for entrepreneurs. And down here, do you see where it says change all? It changes the color for all of the wording that's that color. So I've got 3 quotes for entrepreneurs. This could be like my cover photo as an example. Obviously, I need a little more in there, but we can go over here to elements and we could do quotes. And here we've got a quote. We could take that and make it smaller. And like that. Okay. So this would be the first page. Okay. Then we have this one as page 2. We could duplicate this, change the quote out, duplicate this, and change the quote out. So do you see how you could have, there's your carousel, and a carousel on Instagram is where you have more than one post. So it's multiple images, or it's one post, but it's multiple images. So this particular one, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I could do each one with a different quote. And, this could even say entrepreneurs, three quotes for entrepreneurs or 3 inspirational quotes for entrepreneurs, or 3 motivational quotes for entrepreneurs, or 3 quotes for time, for time saving for entrepreneurs, whatever. You just use whatever it is that you're needing, and you put that on your cover image. Okay. So that's the carousel. That's how you do it. And that's a quick way to be able to, once you get it going, you just continue to make copies and change it out. All right. Let's see. Call to action. This is something I wanted to share because this is important. So let's go back to home and let's go to projects. And one of the ones that I'm currently using quite often is for my Vision Mastery Accelerator. So we'll go in here and you see here, I've got CTA images. That's call to action images. So if I click on this, you see I've got these different images that I've created, all right? And what I do is when I create a post inside Canva, or create an image inside Canva for a post for social media, and I need, for instance, in a carousel, I want the last slide of that carousel to be an invite. The call to action is an invite to get on the wait list for Vision Mastery Accelerator. Once I've created that carousel, what I do is, let's see, let's use this one as an example. I open it up. I hit the command. And I highlight all of this, just like that. And you see it's all got it grouped together. And then I right click and I copy. All right, and then let's come back over here. We'll go to home, and we'll go back to this sample that we just did. This is the one we just created. All right, and then let's say that we had updated all these quotes, and now I need one more page, and I'm going to take this out, this out, take 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 this out, this out, this out. This out. Another option, you can always just click add a page and it'll come up blank. All right. I'm in the habit of usually just duplicating the page and then taking those out manually, but you can do it that way. All right. Remember, I copied my call to action example that I already had saved. Instead of having to redesign it, now I'll just paste it. Look how simple this is. It comes up and then I just add the background. If it doesn't copy, sometimes it copies over, sometimes it doesn't. So there, it's all there. I've got it. I didn't have to redesign this. I designed it once, and that's why I want you to understand. I designed it once over here, but I don't have to. I don't have to go back and redesign that again. I did it once, and then I just copied and pasted it, and I put it in here. So obviously, it took time to piece all of these pieces in here, right? But now that saves me so much time. And the same thing goes for, that's one type of template. That's kind of a template because it's like I've got it saved and I get to reuse it. Another option for a template, this is the last thing I want to say, share with you. And that is, let's go to projects over here. And then let's go to Instagram again. It's just good to stick with the same. And then let's go to carousels for 2023. And then we'll go over here to July. And let's just say I want to make a copy of, I'm doing the Entrepreneur Spotlight of the Week. And it's a new week, I need the new one. And when I look at my grid, I need it to be this color. You see, I've got this background, and I've got here the green. So, which one is it that I need? Oh, I need one in this color. I can hit right here, make a copy, and then it opens up over here on the left. So when this opens, literally all I have to do is come in here, change the name out, delete this image, and you come over here to uploads and you find the image that you need to use. Let's just say that I'm the Entrepreneur of the Week. Obviously, I would change the name out. You put this in here. You want to position it to the back, obviously. And then I'm going to put this here and I'm going to show you something really cool. It's another pro feature. click Edit Photo, and then BG Remover, that's background remover. And I'm going to click that. And it's doing its thing. And there we go. It's removed the background. I would change out the name, change out the wording, and then here's all the other information. And I would just literally change this out for the new one, right? And you can see here, my last slide, it's already done. Like, how fast is that? So it's kind of like I've got this one, every Wednesday I do an entrepreneur spotlight. And so all I have to do is, once I get the copy and I know what I want to say, the template's already designed. And then, of course, I would just file it, into the right folder. All right. So I hope you found this helpful. Be sure to look below this video for a link to learn more about my $7 membership Vision Mastery Accelerator. And don't forget to join my exclusive Facebook community. I'll put the link below this video for that as well, because I'd love to have you there. And remember to hit that bell and subscribe, because I publish a new episode every Thursday. And in the next one, I'll be sharing how to make content planning a breeze using my favorite project management system, Asana.